one more Q&A, then I'll get into the Discord community thread questions and get through some of those. Next up, we have Dr. Malachi O'Brien. Go ahead and unmute.
All right. Hey, Malachi, but I get called Malachi all the time, so I get it. So Gary, good to talk to you again. 40
good to talk to you about
last time.
Super aware.
Happy upcoming birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
So that's gonna be awesome.
Sunday.
So here's my question to you. I had several written, and you've already answered a ton of them. Here's two questions. One, knowing what I know now, I wish I would have bought every V-friend in the world. Doesn't everybody? All right, doesn't everybody? So with 2.0 coming out, kind of thinking that same mindset again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very conflicted in a good way. Look, net, and when you see what I did, you'll really understand why. Like, there's a very specific thing I did that makes me incredibly confident about Series 2, right? Series 2 is going to be very well priced. I'm completely committed for it to be under $1,000 USD. Obviously, as we get down this stretch, I'll have to set it, and if he does something overnight, but I'm going to be right there. I'm not willing to share details about it yet because I want to keep that closer to the vest. I'm very confident in it. My number one focus is V1's value. My number one. So looking at the market right now, like if I'm like, what am I doing? Like I'd be lying to this group, which I plan on never doing, V1 is way more guaranteed at this exact second at price than anything you do with V2. V2 is incredibly exciting because of the cost. So I can't figure out the multiplier, right? Like, do I think V2 can 5X on a certain things that I've got going on? Like, I do. I believe that. Do I think it's as easy for a V1 to 5X? I don't. But I think in 20 years, I think V1 is going to be the crown jewel. And so I think about that. But V2 is built to build up the equity of V1.
That's kind of what I was thinking. And I'm ready to go all in on V2, being smart with it. So,
I think V2 is probably, and I hate to say this, but this is, I think everything I say is public domain, but I'll keep this in a family environment. I hate this because I think it's a dangerous behavior, but I'd be lying. I'm talking to you like a friend right now. I do think V2 day trading is probably going to be a very fruitful market for the first 30 days, right? Like once it's, it's just a low cost, right? So like if you guys get one, like, and you sell it for $3,000 because somebody didn't get, like, people are going to buy V2 for $3,000. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be something like that. So it all just depends on how you play.
I love it. Well, let me ask this final question. I know we got to move on. And
we got to get into
I would be at
questions.
Okay, would be at VCon, but I will be at the day one. My daughter graduates next day, so if I don't go to the graduation, I need an NFT for my marriage. So, here's the follow-up. If you were launching, is anyone launching projects? We got a lot of people on this discussion who are wanting to launch, and you already gave some advice earlier. What would be some advice to launching a new 10,000 mint project? I'm working with a team on one. And you got me thinking.
Build a community for 6 months before you even consider launching it.
Okay. Awesome. And I do consider us friends, by the way.
I do too, my friend. That's why I called it V-Friends. I have such a crazy affinity towards a lot of you. A lot of you I'm not even talking to yet because I interact with you guys. I read everything. You do understand that, right?
Well, that's the understanding. You emailed me back years ago and then on Twitter followed. I mean, I was blown away that, and I show everybody that going, who does this? No one does this, but you did that.
It's why I'm so much stronger about consumer behavior than everybody. I actually put in the work. My favorite part is when people in here talk shit about V-Friends and don't think I don't see it.
V-Friends will be the top NFT project long-term, in my opinion. And that's why I'm not selling the two that I got. So
I totally understand. All right, let's do some upvoted questions.
Absolutely, Gary.
And Benny said, let's do another 30 minutes. Benny, we got 15 fucking more of these. That was the punchline. Go ahead.
Awesome. All right. So the most upvoted one that I have here, Gary, for you is, can you comment on a post that you made on May 22nd in the Discord regarding the Hawks plans? And I quote, wait till everyone finds out the Hawk comes with a 45-day hangout in the summer of 2055.
The context to that post, I can comment, and then I'll share what I started this with, which is I have a little surprise for you. I think people are incredibly naive to what I'm up to. So I think the best buy in all of VFriends were the access tokens, because I think people bought them for the access, right? This is awesome. This is high value time. This was a good deal, I think, for a lot of you. One thing I say can trigger everything. Like Nick is like, whether he goes with me or he doubles down on him, like it's just valuable. It's fucking valuable. What I don't think people understood was the access tokens were expensive. And I feel a connection to the people that bet on me. So my conviction to build out the intellectual property of the access tokens is something nobody talks about at all, as somebody who reads. So when I start the #1 diner company in the world called Brunch Bear, and my 10 partners are the people that own the Brunch Bear token at the day I do it, people are gonna be like, what the fuck? I'm such an idiot. My #1 goal with VFriends, my #1 goal is to stick it to everybody in the most positive way. Like, it's a good thing. Like, just like how the fuck did I not bet on this dude? Or for all of you, thank you God for betting on this dude financially. Obviously, there's way more important things than money, but this is what's funny about me. You are the byproduct of me. We're gonna win financially, but you're gonna win a lot more than financially with what's going on in Hawkland. People are gonna become real fucking friends here, real business partners, real acquaintances, nice gestures, random shit. Somebody's gonna get stuck in an airport one night and just go into the Hawk Discord and be like, I'm stuck in Denver. And another Hawk's gonna be like, this is where I live. Like, do you understand what we're doing here? So the Hangout Hawk today and for the next 3 years is a 15-time Hangout section. What it's gonna be in perpetuity, I'm not sure. But if it's a community center for profit business, that makes sense for Hangout. If it's a Google Hangout competitor for B2B, that's a Hangout Hawk. Who the fuck knows? But I promise you this, the biggest misplay by everybody was not understanding my agenda around the intellectual property building after the access was done. Everybody was like, I was dying. Everyone's like, but what's gonna happen after VCon? But what's gonna happen after we're done with the FaceTime? And I was just sitting there, I'm like, the best part. The part that actually is gonna matter. Because I'll fucking FaceTime you randomly just because I'm that guy. You don't need to buy access to me. The best part. People are very confused about me.
So Gary, it's a great point you just brought up, and it kind of segues to another upvoted question. And I don't know how much you can provide in details here, but there was a question that states, can you go into details around IP plans on Hangout Hawks? Any hints, anything you can drop on that?
I think I was very authentic just now. I have no fucking idea.
Fair enough.
I just have very big agenda to focus on access tokens, because you guys, some of you bought this for 15 or 5 or 10, I don't remember. You know, like, I'm incredibly grateful to you.
Fair enough.
Or if nothing comes up, I just might extend it 5 more years because I want to.
Incredible. Awesome. All right. Next one we have here, I think will be helpful for a lot of folks. What are the biggest mistakes, Gary, that you've made with VFriends? What are lessons that you've learned that could help project founders the most?
It's a great question. My biggest mistake for the short-term value was my biggest strength. So it's hard for me to call it a mistake, but I want you to hear this because it might help you. My biggest mistake was that we have people like that. Most of you are incredibly attached to me in some shape or form, but almost none of you have a VFriend as your profile picture. And so what this generation was in the first year was brand was built a lot through PFP, and VFriends got almost none of it. But the problem is it was incredibly important for me for the provenance and authenticity to come from my hand. It mattered to me the most. So I think right now we're on community association, tribalism, and VFriends. I mean, the hardest core fans of mine have a fucking random PFP of some bullshit project on their Twitter account right now. That was a misstep. You don't want that to happen for you.
Perfect. I think we got one more, Gary, and then if you wanted to make any announcement that you mentioned at the top of the hour.
I did with that, brother. That was the, hey, if you think this is done, when we're done, you're completely confused what I'm doing.
Fantastic. Next question we have
and by
here.
the way, I want to give this group alphas. You know, I don't tell people how to spend their money, but fuck, man, if you got a little ETH running around, I don't know what the lowest cost access token is on OpenSea right now, but I promise you it's underpriced with this alpha information compared to what the market thinks. That I promise you.
Gary, we got a question for VCon. You know, we got that coming up in May. Is there any plans, anything you see for a virtual VCon? If someone has a token, anything like that, any possibility for a virtual VCon access?
No. I'm very firm on that.
Perfect.
Series 2 is not virtual access to VCon. VCon is done. The only thing that's coming next is people are going to buy VFriends when they realize who the fuck is speaking at VCon.
Awesome. Well, we're hitting the top of the hour here, Gary. Any last minute things you want to drop or say to the Hawks here as we're closing?
No matter how bullish you are on this, you're underestimating it. I love you. I'm going into the Discord to talk to you for 2 minutes while I'm on another call. See ya. I'll see you a bunch more. Love you.
Awesome. That's going to conclude our session, everyone. Thank you for joining. What an awesome time. We'll see you guys on the next meeting coming up.